Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the desserts. I'm currently working on cakes. Today's cake is chocolate mousse strawberry shortcake. That name is quite a mouthful. We'll see if that cake is a mouthful too. I think I got this recipe from our local newspaper, but I'm really not 100% sure. This cake is a bit of a project. It has several different elements to it. No one element is especially difficult, but there's still a lot to be done. I debated with myself as to whether or not this should be a 2-day recipe, but I think we can manage it in 1 day. Since there is a lot to be done, I should get to work. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the cake, and it's actually a cake mix. Basically, we're just going to make a cake according to the package instructions with a little bit of extra stuff. So here's the cake mix itself, and we're going to add in 1 small package of instant chocolate pudding. This is a 3.9 ounce, I believe. And we're also going to add half cup of chocolate chips. Those are semi-sweets. And this is as per the instructions on the cake mix. 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of oil. And use the oil mixer. Start off slow. That wasn't so hard, huh? We're going to divide up our cake batter into 2 pans, 2 rounds. These are 9-inch rounds. Try and get them as even as possible. I did line the cake pans with wax paper. You could use parchment, or you can just use pan spray. Okay, so the cake is in the oven on a 9-inch rounds, 2 of them. The time on this about 29 minutes. So next is the ganache, and for ganache we need 1 1/3 cups chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Now this recipe says to heat the heavy cream on the stove. I'm gonna get modern and do this in the microwave. So I'll do 30-second increments until it's up to just below 180 degrees. That's the boiling point of milk. So this is 1 1/3 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. This is 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I heated it in the microwave. So we're just going to pour that over the chocolate chips. Yeah, see, it's already starting to melt. I think that looks pretty smooth. Okay, so now this is a pastry bag. I have a small tip in it. I put it into a tall tumbler. Makes it easier to fill the bag. Now we've got basically an extra hand. So I'm going to pour this into my pastry bag. You know, I might just grab this funnel and let it cool and thicken, but we do not want to put it in the refrigerator because then we'd have to start all over again. I'm going to leave the piping bag in the tumbler until I'm ready to use it, because when it's sitting in the tumbler, the tip is sitting kind of at an angle, so it's less likely to have things leaking out the bottom. It's ready to go, and then we're going to move on to our next element, which is chocolate mousse. In case you have not been formally introduced, this is Mac. We're going to be bringing in the big guns today. For the mousse, we need 2 cups of heavy cream, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1 1/2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So this is unsweetened. 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon plus 1/2 teaspoon. That equals 1 1/2 tablespoons. In the bowl of the stand mixer, combine sugar, cream, cocoa powder, whisk on medium speed until firm, stiff peaks form. Be sure to not overbeat. Place mousse in a pastry bag filled with star tip and refrigerate until ready to use. Cover and refrigerate any unused portion. So we're at the point right now we're going to start beating. I have to scrape this down once or twice, so we'll take a look. We'll keep an eye on it. So I'm going to stir that down to make sure the cocoa is getting mixed in. I'm going to check it and see how it's doing. I don't want to overbeat it, but I don't want it too soft either. I think we're good. Let's double check. So I can see in there too? Okay, good. Let's check. Okay, I'd say that's pretty stiff peaks. Okay. This is our mousse. This is going to go in the refrigerator. Excuse me, my hands are very dirty right now. Let's take this down. Okay. So our chocolate mousse is going in the refrigerator. It is going to stay there until the cake has cooled enough that we can fully assemble it. That could be a while. All right, so I am back. Everything is all cooked. Everything is all prepped. So now we're just going to do some assembly. And I have my pretty cake tray. So it'll be pretty when it's done. First, we have our first layer. And I'm going to just transfer it from my plate to my cake tray. Okay, that looks good. I'll make sure it's centered. Okay, that looks good. All right, so first I'm going to read the instructions so that I'm not messing up and you know what's supposed to happen. Place the first layer of cake on a serving plate. Pipe swirls of mousse about 1 inch tall onto the cake, covering the entire surface, being careful not to exceed the diameter of the cake. So here's our mousse. Just got it out of the fridge. I have a star tip on this. I'm going to start in the middle, work my way out. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's gonna get covered up. We're supposed to put slices of strawberries on top of the mousse. So I have my strawberries here, all cleaned and sliced, and we're just gonna put them on top of the mousse. Some are a little bigger than others, obviously, but I tried to get them sliced as evenly as I could. Cut that one in half, or break in half. So, got our strawberries. Then I'm supposed to stripe the strawberries. Okay, so let's get my ganache going. We're supposed to stripe them. So I'm supposed to pipe a dollop of mousse in the center of the cake on top of the berries and ganache. So right here. Place the second cake layer on top. Press very lightly to secure. Now this says I'm supposed to cut off the top of it if it's got a dome to it, which it kind of does. So let's go ahead and get this bread knife going. I don't want to do too much. Just kind of flatten it out a little bit. I think we're going to call that good. I don't want to take off more than I need to. Pipe swirls of mousse on top of the cake to cover it. Okay. Swirls. We'll start in the middle. Okay, we'll call that good. Next, then pipe a rosette of mousse in the center. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll double this up. And just a little bit left. Okay. I have 5 strawberries that I've saved. I'm supposed to take 4 of them, cut them in half, and place them around the mousse rosette, cut side up, and the tips pointing outward. Since I have 8, I'll try to be systematic about it. And then finally, saving the last one. It's supposed to be the prettiest, of course. So I'm supposed to cover this with ganache and then place it in the center of the rosette. I'm going to put it in the rosette and then cover it. How's that? Probably be a little easier than trying to handle it when it's full of chocolate. Okay. And then lightly drizzle more ganache over the top and sprinkle with chocolate shavings. So let's be pretty about it, not just random about it. How's that? That looks pretty good. And then we're supposed to do some chocolate shavings. Let me see, here's my chocolate bar and a grater. Okay, I think we're going to call that good. And now the sad part is I actually have to cut into this. It's so pretty, I don't want it. I almost don't want to cut into it. We'll take a strawberry. That's quite the cake. I'll turn that so you can see. It's pretty. All right, so now I get to try it out. Turn this up. That is quite the piece of cake. Here we go. The cake is nice and light. The mousse is chocolatey. Just make sure you get a bite with strawberry in it. Let's go for the top one. So strawberry covered in mousse. This one is a treat. It's a bit of work, but turned out really well. So I'm pleased with this. I did a good job. One saving grace of that recipe, so that it wasn't even more complicated, was the fact that it used a cake mix, rather than making the cake from scratch. My skills aren't quite there yet, but that's coming pretty soon. This cake is kind of a showstopper. It's definitely in the special occasions category. Each of the elements of the cake aren't really all that difficult, but there's still quite a bit of a learning curve, especially when it comes to the assembly. Next time I am going to be making a cake that is absolutely perfect for autumn, so please come back for that. I've included the ingredients, the preparation, and the assembly for the chocolate mousse strawberry shortcake in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do enjoy hearing from you. If you do give this recipe a try, please drop an emoji into the comments below to let me know what you think of it, good, bad, or ugly. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. It helps my channel to continue to grow. I want to say welcome to my new subscribers, and I want to say a big thank you to those of you who keep watching my videos week after week. I really do appreciate you. I want to say a special thank you to Keita, Chris, and Deborah. You folks have supported me and encouraged me from the beginning. I appreciate that more than I can tell you. Thanks for joining me on my journey through the desserts, specifically through the cakes. And yes, I will include a few more photos from my recent vacation. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye! I'm dirty.